October 9th. Sorry for the canted screen here. We got the GoPro batteries charged. We're gonna give it a shot today. So now we're doing our second self-filmed hunt of 2022. We are currently on the backside of the property and we're watching a bedding area behind me through a transition of pine. On the other side of this water holler, there's a bunch of oaks, a big ag field full of pumpkins. It is a lot colder today than it was yesterday. It's in probably 33 today, but the wind is super calm. It's a really calm morning. As far as I can tell, the wind seems to be blowing down this ridge. Which, I mean, I've never hunted this spot, so I really don't know where the deer will be coming from. So this may be a bad stand. We'll just have to see, but for the most part, it looks pretty good. I've got a brand spanking new scrape. Not even 25 yards away. 22 yards to the scrape. I mean, there isn't a leaf in it, so I left my rattle bag in the house. But luckily, I've got the old extinguisher on me, so I can start honking back at them if I need to. But the bucks, I mean, that I've seen aren't necessarily extremely aggressive toward each other. It seems more like just trying each other right now. So hopefully the GoPro is pointed in the right direction. Let's see what happens. With this sit being a success on knowing there are deer moving through this part of the woods, I particularly didn't have much to say for seeing a shooter. This went on for quite a while. Starting to believe I was doing something wrong, even though I was doing everything right by the book, had really began to eat at me. I set 2 more times the next week, and all I had to say for it was boredom and a few good sunsets. Even the worst days in the woods beat the hell out of being at work, or even just in the modern world. You can find yourself disconnecting from all realities looking into the creation of this world and the beauty that lies in it. If you can't choke down a loss of taking a stud buck every now and again to enjoy some of what God created for us to lay our eyes on and soak up in this beautiful country, well, you ain't country is all I can say. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "From its very nature, the life of the hunter is in most places evanescent. And when it has vanished, there can be no real substitute in old settled countries." I like to think that I'm a new age of hunters. No, I don't need the meat and fur to survive the cold, dark winter, but I respect animals the same as the now ancient mountain men that carried the frontier of the very country we enjoy today on their backs. I pay my respects by trying my best to invite new folks out to hunt, to truly enjoy what was carried on the backs of men and created by a single stroke of the pen by the good Lord above. We carry on. well into third week of bow season without even drawing back. Alright. We just got back in the stand. We're in the stand we was in the last morning on of last week. We have the same wind. It's a lot stronger, as you guys can probably hear. It's actually a little bit better of a wind. It's a northwest. It's a little windy up here on the top. Which has me a little hesitant to be here. I almost feel like I should have popped over the hill here. We're a little ways into the season now. I still can see the scrape over here has still been getting ran. I'm hoping that we can catch one of these bucks that Newman saw this evening walking through here heading to the acorns. I'm pretty sure they bed not too far that way towards the north. I really don't get the best feeling. It's a little too loud up here for deer to be just moseying through. I feel like if they're gonna come through, they're gonna be walking pretty good. If anything, I feel like I should be down in the holler here behind me. But still got the good wind, still gonna give it a shot. So I have a good feeling about today in general, just not a good feeling about this spot. So we're just gonna have to hold our breath on this one. If we could keep a wind about like this, just a slow 5-6 mile an hour wind constantly blowing north, I think we'd have a much better day up here. But with all this movement happening in the trees, I feel like the deer are gonna be pretty hesitant to be moving through here just aimlessly. This is just another transition area from bedding to food, so we may get completely missed here. It doesn't seem like a good day to see 50 deer, but it may be a good day to catch us a buck walking through, so we're just gonna have to hold our breath on this one, guys. See what happens. We got a big buck chasing does right here beside it. That doe over there's peeing. I'm not sure if it was a big buck or not, but these does are getting chased. This is crazy. They just fed off. After watching what was in my mind a world-class booner chase the very first hot dose of the season around, I could only see the imaginary buck chasing a doe 20 yards from my stand, stopping broadside, letting me draw back. This was just that. Imaginary. The booner I saw turned into a spike, and the deer I saw seemed to vanish after this. Sitting there in the wind and cold, you begin to lose all those happy thoughts, consuming yourself in the hysteria known as buck fever. It is a hysteria that I would become well acquainted with sooner than I ever thought. probably 40 yards. If he'd have just came back this way, I'd have had him done at 35. That's a good buck. He just got past me. I gotta try. Oh my God, that is a monster, man. I had him at 16. Why didn't I draw back? Dude, what the fuck? Okay. Oh, no. No. That was now, seeing what all I did wrong in this short period of time still makes my heart ache. Knowing that I had all the stars aligned on that night, but my own greed and ignorance let it slip hurts the most. No outside play. The wind didn't change or some coyote run your deer off. This was my burden and my greed. I found myself commonly not listening to advice and having to learn things the hard way. In trying to become a role model to newer hunters, this will oftentimes have you tripping up over your own feet. Lessons learned, opportunities missed, and days gone you'll never have back. If it wasn't for the lows like this, I don't know that I could bear to hunt as much as I do. It's as much a part of hunting as tagging an animal. I hope that all of you are reminiscing on the first time you missed an opportunity on an animal you wanted. Maybe I'll be able to rekindle or even light a new fire in the heart of an old or new hunter with these stories. After all, there aren't many of us left.